Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this is Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we are doing what will hopefully be the last of 3 missions to get over 200 tons, or rather over 195 tons, 200 tons total for consecutive missions in Euro Truck Simulator. Part of the special delivery achievements. However, now that I'm looking at this object, I have transported this before, and unfortunately for everybody watching also, hold on, this is the same trip as last time, so on that note, I am going to pull up my list so I have something to speak about. Okay, so, I think this is subject to change always. Always subject to change. But, as soon as I get back on the road, basically, alright, hold on. So what I want to do is I want to softly turn. And here I want to go otherwise straight. Can't wait to have myself a nice new truck. Okay. So. I'm gonna try maybe do this in reverse order. But for the sake of argument, right? Let's talk about Assassin's Creed. How does this work exactly? Luckily, a condenser is shorter. I think I made it. Okay, so soft returns in special transport. Check. Okay. So, we're going to start at the bottom of the list. I am going to be talking about Assassin's Creed. If that doesn't interest you, my bad. I guess if you're watching later on YouTube, you can skip ahead to the next episode. But I'm trying to have a topic, right? I'm trying to have conversation. So, and this is going to encourage you to chime in the chat if you happen to be watching, or comment down below if you're watching later on YouTube. I read all the comments, and at the current, I respond to most comments. I mean, most human comments. Not the porn spam. I report the porn spam. In any event, okay, hold on, wait. So I actually want to go out this side a little to give myself room on that side. And then I want to be softly turning so that the rear end doesn't go out so much. And I'm not looking back, and I'm not looking back. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. Cool. Okay. I'm going to try not to get myself too distracted, but at the very bottom of the list. Alright, so what I was going to say is, generally speaking, Improvision Entertainment has a 3-year rule on not talking spoilers about games. So on this occasion, I will be giving spoilers about the Assassin's Creed universe, and this is me warning you. And I figured this is a good time to do it, because, like I said, I just drove this exact road in what would be the last episode, and I'm doing this in part because of the achievement. I gotta get 200 tons total, or rather over 195 tons total, across 3 consecutive heavy missions, which means I gotta do 70, 70, 70, or 70, 70, 60. And this is at least a different object. This is 60, and 70, 70, 60 is 200 tons, if you're doing your math. So, now is the time. Feel free to skip to the next episode, if this isn't of interest to you. And everybody who's watching on Twitch, if you speak up in chat and tell me you definitely don't want to hear this stuff right now, I will definitely consider stopping. Having said that, alright, I will not be talking about any of the Assassin's Creed that came out in the last 3 years, which I think, if I'm doing my math right, should just be Odyssey and Valhalla. Okay, so here we go. At the very bottom of the list, and keeping in mind, this is overall game, right? what do I think of the overall of each Assassin's Creed game? This isn't talking about the game that has the best story, or the best gameplay, or the most unique features, or the coolest Animus stuff. Coolest Animus stuff goes to Unity. Like, no doubt. But just the games that I think are the best overall. And again, subject to change. So if you're reading this, if you're listening to this conversation right now, and then you're watching it later on YouTube in 2028, my opinion might change. Hey, Assassin's Creed as a series might, redeem itself and become interesting again. I say, having not played Ragnarok. Oh, that's the other thing. Ragnarok will not be on the list. So anybody looking for a current take, in addition to, well, so I can't really give you any Ragnarok spoilers anyway, because I don't know anything. But besides that, it won't be on the list. So if you're wondering where I place it against all the other ones,
Go straight on.
it feels like a different road. Am I taking a different path? Okay. So, as stated in an earlier run, very bottom of the list, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Otherwise known as Assassin's Creed 2-3. That's 2-3. Because it is the third part of the Ezio trilogy that began with Assassin's Creed 2 and ends with Assassin's Creed Revelations with a frickin' whimper, absolutely abysmal. And I'll give you some opinions why. Okay? Here we go. First things first, from a story standpoint, almost all of the supporting cast, keeping in mind that this is part of a trilogy inside of where the second game should be in the slot, that itself is in a trilogy, right? So it was kind of planned, more or less from the start, that Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 would go together as a trilogy. But then they made content so that Assassin's Creed 2 would itself have a sequel and be the first part of its own trilogy, which is why I refer to them as Assassin's Creed 2, 2, 3. Which is Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. I know, it's a whole thing. I'm doing one of those video game player snide remark type things, but, like, it's silly. It's silly to put a trilogy in your game series that itself is not starting with the first game, especially when you're starting it with the second game. My understanding of the Dragon Warrior series is that basically they come in sets of 3, to my understanding. They come in trilogies. My understanding of the SNK fighting games is, for the most part, they're trilogies followed by a dream bout that has every character uncanonically fighting together, followed by a trilogy and a fourth game that's uncanonical. As far as I know, that's how it goes. I don't know for certain, but that's my understanding. Wow, this trip is a lot prettier the second time. I can actually see things. It's very nice. It's very nice. Okay, so, on that note, Assassin's Creed Revelations does tons of things wrong. One, there are a bunch of established characters in Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood that just... There's a lot of side characters, from your mom and your sister to your uncle to, I can't remember the name of the one guy who is like your battle buddy out in the fields and stuff like that. There's a whole villa system that you upgrade and that you remember better parts of. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood obviously has the Brotherhood system, which is awesome. And all kinds of things, right? Side characters and systems. There's a lot going on in those first two games. And then Revelations, I think Ezio is... Okay, basically, everybody who's in the game is in the first 5 minutes of the game, and then that's it, and they're sprinkled throughout the game. So, there's Ezio. That's a problem. It was but I didn't get tagged for it. I don't understand how much these things can take in damage. Okay. Note to self, drive through the middle of the tunnel next time. You guys all saw my camera jiggle, and I rumbled. I hit something, but it didn't count it as damage. So, yay. But in any event, okay. Distracted driving being what it is. Huzzah. Okay. You meet Ezio. You meet the woman he's going to hook up with. You meet the leader of the Assassin's Brotherhood. And I forget which character, either his mom or his sister, I think is in the first couple of minutes of the game, because you're writing letters to them, and that's sort of the construct of Ezio sitting at his desk throughout the game, basically detailing the chapter bookends about what's going on in this stretch of his life. And nothing really happens in the game. So let's back up a step. Like I said, I'm talking spoilers, right? So at the end of Assassin's Creed 2, yes, literally the ending, spoiler warning, the end of Assassin's Creed 2, it is revealed to Ezio that he is being used as kind of a conduit to tell information that he's going to hear but not understand, that some descendant who this algorithm believes is going to be called Desmond is going to explain what's going on for Desmond, who's actually the important person, not Ezio. Hold on, people are breaking. And that's the thing that happens. And imagine if your life, right, you'd been cool, you'd done some heroic stuff, maybe you're like a war veteran or something. I just realized I can't see one of my mirrors. And like you've done some stuff. You're a cool, strong character, and you were revealed by basically space, or rather, time spirits of a sort, ancient magicians with super powerful technology and whatnot, that they need to get a message to somebody who's not going to be alive for hundreds of years after you're dead, and that your purpose in life, as designed by, as understood by them by their giant algorithm, is to pass this information on to them. What the fuck would that do to your life? Think about that. And that's where Assassin's Creed 2 ends. It ends telling Ezio Auditore, you've had a cool life, this is your purpose, you're here to pass on this information. And then they made a sequel. And Assassin's Creed Brotherhood starts by undoing the events that end Assassin's Creed 2. Keep in mind, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, like I said, is actually Assassin's Creed 2 too. So this is the second part of the trilogy that makes up the second game in the series. It's the whole thing. It's happening, whether you like it or not. Okay. But they kind of undo the ending of Assassin's Creed 2 to start the game back up, to give you an excuse to go into the open world and do stuff again. They give you a new location. They progress the characters forward. But one of the things that starts to happen to Ezio specifically in his life is this experience of being told there's someone in the future who's going to try and do something awesome. It's not you. You gave them information. And how he deals with that. And how weird it is, right? And the setup for the time you're playing as an assassin in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood more or less ends off at largely the same place that Assassin's Creed 2 ended off. And what happens in the course of Assassin's Creed Revelations, Assassin's Creed 2-3, is... Let me see if I can get my rev correctly. This is going to be a little bit different because I can see it today. So this trip wasn't identical. That's good. At least they didn't have me leave and arrive at the same time period also. I got different cargo, different transport, and, Okay. Can I get to this from over there? It doesn't look like it. I think I did this right before. Well, okay. Doing it right might be calling it a little bit of a stretch there, but... Okay. So we're going to try and get clearance here. Going to softly turn. We're clear. Everything is good. Okay. So that could be a thing that continues coming up through Assassin's Creed Revelations, but it doesn't. You have almost none of the characters who made it into Brotherhood, who are more or less just incrementing their life timeline into Brotherhood. Going through kind of the motions, basically retracing all their steps, doing their stuff again. Okay. And that's one thing. But they're all basically missing from Assassin's Creed Revelations. And that's just the in-universe story of... Okay, not a big problem. 3 of 3. Mask to Dawn achievement unlocked. Wait, Mask to Dawn. Wait, hold on. What was Mask to Dawn? Are these displayed in... No, these aren't... Okay, hold on. Mask to Dawn. Mask to Dawn is the one I was doing. Deliver at least 195 tons of oversized cargo in just 3 consecutive deliveries, and complete 3 consecutive oversized jobs without any damage. Cool. 2 achievements knocked off. So for everybody who is watching later on YouTube, I thank you for watching. This has... I don't know if the game just crashed again. It doesn't look like it. Okay. This has been... I'm getting ahead of myself. Euro Truck Simulator 2, presented by Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and I will see you in the future. And yes, unless people start talking to me in the chat, I'm going to keep talking about Assassin's Creed, so... Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking so far. Later.